touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make it everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma race fans. We are live here tonight from Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington for the USA Trucks Western season finale, the regular season finale, that is. And so tonight we will know who the regular season champ is between the two Trevors. And as it stands right now, Trevor Walker has the lead over his teammate Trevor Vaden, and it's going to be whoever pretty much outdoes the other one here tonight, as it's a 29-point lead in the favor of Walker. If Vaden can somehow make up 29 points, he could be our regular season champion and take all the bonus points that come with it. Of course, we're going to still have some drivers that are looking to get that one win to lock themselves on to the chase after the regular season. And two of those guys at the front here, you got Kyler Sestre and Adam Cruz up the front of the field on qualifying. Behind that, of course, you got Trevor Walker, our points leader, with Brian DeBlanc. Trevor Vaden not too far behind with the 90 of Tim Cording. Matthew Fastnot and William Whitmore. John Hagan and Zach Magoon. Noah Hobson and Bailey Parker, Chris Harvey and Spinham Walker, Alex Sanvital and Lynn Farrell, Anheuser Walkner and Dave Steele Jr., Krista Cower, Jonah Burridge, Tasha Wright, Rich Roy, Kat Durham, Paul Ladino, Jason So and Luis Rodriguez, Matthew Hubert and Daniel Paulus, Joao Vitor and Craig Popkris, Rand Kataz, Jamison Thole, Lucas Holmes, Chase Kovacic, and Jack Davis rounding out the field here for tonight's 186 lap event. And so we'll be keeping an eye on those that are in contention to win their way in. Those of them that are still fighting for position amongst the top 10. Chris Harvey, as it stands right now, is on the outside looking in as Tim Cording got a win to knock number 10 out. So Chris Harvey needs to best the 51 of Zach Magoon by 4 spots here today. And as they start, Zach Magoon is in front of Chris Harvey by about 4 spots. So we'll keep our eyes on that to see if Chris Harvey can work his way up into a transfer spot, or if he's going to be sent home packing for the playoffs. So here we go. Green flag waves and air off and rolling around Monroe Evergreen Speedway here in Monroe. Adam Cruz with the early lead. Last time we were here at Evergreen, we saw an ARCA race unlike any other, won by Kaylee Sheets. The ARCA officials really had to step in and adjust some of the running orders during a live race, which we've never seen before in Sigma competition. Adam Cruz, our pole setter, had the early lead. Now he's dropped off to third as the two Trevors, our title contenders, have charged right up to the front here. Already have a driver pulling off pit road, the 88 of Vitor. Throughout the field, looks like Chris Harvey stuck in that high lane. That ain't helping him one bit. He's still about 5 spots back of the 51 of Magoon. Of course, the likelihood of an oddball winner starts to go out the door when the top 2 drivers are Trevor and Trevor. These 2 guys have won almost all the races here on the west side this year. 9 of the 14 races have gone victory to them. Pretty much as long as Trevor Walker finishes in the top 15 today, he's going to be solidly set. And he's getting lead lap points here too, which will only help grow his point lead over his teammate Vaden. Brian DeBlanc in third. He's locked into the championship battle on points, so he's safe. But I'm sure he would love to at least go out and get a victory before the regular season concludes here. So I imagine he's going to be tough to beat. Oh, and then we got our first caution here already on lap 8. It's hard to tell exactly who was involved, so we're going to have to go back a lap or two and find what was the cause of the wreck. It's most likely the 01 here of Rand Kataz. We'll see the 17 there of Jack Davis gets right into his back bumper. Almost lifts him up off the track there for a moment. The 01 recovers and heads straight on. Brings out the first caution, however. So this will set us up for some interesting restarts here tonight. We've been subject to some crazy shenanigans here at Evergreen Speedway, and this early to get our first caution, that's only going to allow these guys to get stacked back up and opportunities for passes early on each restart. So with the 2 Trevors and DeBlanc leading the way, you've got Fastnot, Cruz, Hagen, Hobson, Walker, Walkner, Tim Cording, and Lynn Farrell. Then we got Zach Magoon, which I would like to look to and see if Harvey has an opportunity to pass anyone else. He does not. However, Dave Steele Jr. right here behind Zach Magoon is very much capable of pointing his way in if he can beat Magoon by about 10 spots. So, going to be quite the feat to pull off here as Magoon sits in 12th. Dave Steele would have to finish second to that 12, and Chris Harvey, who's all the way back in 23rd right now, he's only going to have to beat Magoon by about 4 spots, so he could finish top 5 with a top 10. But he's got to get up there into the top 5 first before that's even a factor. Alrighty, so the lights are off on the pace truck. They should get doubled up on the back side of the track here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see on this restart how it all shakes up. I anticipate we'll probably see the 20 of Vaden get a tremendous jump and actually get the lead back over the 21. Oh, maybe not. They actually altered the starting lineup there. The 20s took the inside, so I guess they kind of had their own little choose cone going on there. And the 85 most likely is going to be the one to get a great restart here on that outside line. Well, and I stand corrected. That outside line, not the place you want to be, it seems, as the 85 already has fallen back to third here. 20 of Vaden simply holding his own right there on the inside, trying to catch back up to the boss man. There's a slew of trucks coming down pit road, and I don't understand why they would be coming down pit road to go a lap down here. That's tremendously unusual. Well, we're going to have lap traffic factor in here pretty quickly as they're coming off pit road. We're going to have to keep a very close eye on the exit of those trucks to make sure we don't have any pile-ups in the back here. You know, sometimes drivers just decide to get off strategy if they know they got to make a pit stop when the other guys haven't. That could have been exactly what went on there, but still a very low success rate on a strategy call this early. At least the exit there, it seemed to be clean, so no caution to come out with our pit exits. And Magoon currently running in ninth, doing exactly what he must to stay in the title battle. Dave Steele Jr. trying to close the gap. He's got probably the tallest order to deliver here and getting into the top 10 in points. But anything's possible, especially here at Evergreen. We've seen official calls that send a driver from the lead all the way back to the end of the line. So everyone's got to stay on top of their game and avoid making any unusual bad calls on the racetrack. Now, it's going to be interesting to see once the regular season does conclude here, what these two have when stacked up against 18 of the other greatest drivers within our USA Trucks division. With the East Coast coming towards the West Coast, you'll have 10 of the best from the West, 10 of the best from the East. And these two have definitely been the stars of the West Coast. I'm interested to see what they're going to stack up against the likes of our East Coast vendors, especially the Walker brothers. You're going to have Jordan Walker coming from the East Coast. The number 9 of Alan Malcolm, also a very stout contender. And, of course, all 4 of those mentioned are all teammates. They're all part of the Trevor Venture stable. And they really have done their research to get the best of the best out there between both divisions. So We still have one more race remaining on the East Coast, but the number 10 of Jordan Walker did tie up the regular season championship one race early. Alan Malcolm still looking to get up to second in points. He's got to beat James Gunner next week to get up to second. Then you would have pretty much a sweep, the top two positions on the East and the West, from Trevor Venture's Truck Series team. The team itself would have a stranglehold on the top two spots from each division, which is saying something. LFG Motorsports has had sort of an up and down season this year. Chaz Chadwick's locked in. Noah Hobson is locked in. But on the other side, Chris Harvey's fighting to make his way in. And then we do have Jeffrey Gerald, who's in right now on points, but he could get knocked out if we have another surprise winner next week too. So it's up in the air whether or not LFG Motorsports will even get half of their team in. Chris Harvey's doing what he must here tonight, but not coming out on top yet. Staying out of trouble, running clean, getting past some of the other traffic here. Currently up to 13th, but he's going to have to beat the 51, who's about 5 spots ahead of him. And then he'll have to still beat him by about 3 spots overall. Well, lap traffic's going to become a bit of a problem for these leaders now. Walker having a little bit of trouble there figuring out the way to get past that 71. He finally executes down the inside, but that could have been a costly mistake as that 20 is right there on his back bumper, ready to pounce. Now, would teammate put the bumper to his team owner? That would be a bad look, but the championship, at least a regular season championship on the line here, and that 20 needs to beat the 21 by about 15 spots. Never know what could happen here. Three wide with your leader getting by the lap traffic. That is a very topsy-turvy situation. They're making their way through lap traffic pretty slick here. 20 now on the move for the lead swap. 48 cuts off the racing line though. The 20 is going to have to try and push it 3 wide here on the front stretch if he wants that lead. Giving the 48 a bit of a push here. That's helping. 21 staying up on the high side, still not clear of the 48 quite yet. No, but the lap traffic will keep the 20 at bay here, as now even the 85 looking to try and make a move. It's actually going to be nice. This will be our first full East-West season with pretty much a standard schedule put together. Last year we were in a bit of a hurry-up mode to kind of test fire the East-West championship format and didn't have a full season, as we had broke it into a winter and a summer season last year. But this year, we've started since the beginning of 2024 with this truck campaign, and I think it's pretty well. It's proven to be an exciting setup to have the East and the West, the best from each side of the country, and a schedule comprised of Eastern tracks and Western tracks. The USA Trucks has kind of found its identity with this East-West championship style. $15 races on the East, 15 races on the West, and it's coming to a neat little ribbon at the end of the regular season here, as we've seen some surprises. We've seen a lot of drivers that we didn't anticipate to see running up front, and then we've seen the returns of some drivers that have proven that they were all that they were cut out to be, even when they got knocked out of the series. So it's going to be an exciting championship push for the chase. Under caution yet again here. We'll figure out. Oh, ooh, the 22 just got snagged by the inside wall there. That was a long-winded caution. We had a lot going on there. 51 championship contender almost involved in this one. The 01 gets spun right in front of him, but he manages to avoid it. The 01 gets rear-ended by the 95. Chris Harvey, I think, makes it through clean. And then we have the other drama here where the 22 gets cut off and put into the wall. Ouch. So some more shenanigans here. I kind of called it. That's you can't just get nonchalant here at Evergreen. You get a lot of weird things happening once in a while. Okay, yeah, so the only reason I'm waving around everyone is to keep the double file restarts here at Evergreen under control. With better cautions, I have to disable half the features on better cautions to keep the game from crashing. We can still do modern double file restarts, but the game won't let us send any lap trucks back to the back when the pace lights come off. That's when the game will crash, is what I've come to the conclusion of. As you see here, the lights will go off on the pace truck and the game won't crash. So we should get a pretty standard double file restart. It's just the lap traffic's got to start on the inside like modern era. Which still looks like it's going to be a little bit on the wonky side, but we will manage. At least it is not going to affect the front row here on the restart. So now the 20 of Trevor Vaden gets the outside, which would have been the case last time with the lap traffic screwing that up. So the 85 starts on the inside. We're going to see, I think that 20 is going to get the better jump on the outside of Trevor Walker. It's going to be interesting to see the two top trucks duke it out on the restart here. And solidly out by a nose already by the start. Walker's got his work cut out for him as Vaden putting on a good run on the outside. Walker seems to have found the gears he's getting up through here. He's got an edge on the 20. Now the 20 struggling to get back by on the outside. The 21 takes the lead for good. Problem now is you're stuck on that high side. You're going to lose more spots than you want to, because you got to try to find an opening on the bottom side, and all these trucks coming are still fast. Ooh, 85's having to make a pit stop. That's unscheduled. More people, a lot of people coming down for unscheduled pit stops. 35, 15, 12. The 12 of Chris Harvey now up to where he needs to be, as the 51 has fallen a lap down. It seems that 51 had to make a pit stop. So Chris Harvey, he's fought his way up into a points position where he can transfer onto the next round of the playoffs. Wow, it was tight coming out of pit road there, but they keep it all going forward there. Still very, very... Yeah, now we got a caution. That was almost bound to happen. Whoa, the 15. So I'm not sure where the caution came from. Probably the 7 there. Oh, no way. From third place, the 7 of Spin'em Walker. He's going to get turned here by Tim Cording on the backstretch. Oh, and he hits the wall. Pretty good there. Now does he come back? Oh, yes, he does. Oh. Spin'em Walker's day is done. Good thing he's locked into the playoffs, because he didn't need tonight to move on. But he did take Hagen for a ride there, and that's going to make Hagen's job that much harder to get the win here tonight and lock his way into the chase. So, yep, another caution. Go figure. Short track racing here tonight on a Monday. Ouch. Yeah, 7 out of the race. So now I got to try to wave around a bunch. Okay, so we are off for the restart here. Things should be a little bit normal, but I don't know what is normal anymore with these restarts. 21 looks like he's going to have the advantage here by a full truck length as they get rolling around turn 3, 4. The green flag waves and we're off and rolling. Still have over 100 laps left to go, and these guys have been dominating at the front of the field so far. Hagan, even getting involved in the wreck, has managed to stay in 4th there. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We got to throw the caution for that. And somehow Zach Magoon finds his way back up to 6th, back by Chris Harvey here. So the field got bunched up when we had a couple guys coming down pit road here. Our 2 leaders, the 21 and the 20, dipped down pit road. And this causes Tim Cording to get into Chris Harvey, collecting a few other drivers here. And the whole field just gets like a freaking parking lot, 4 wide going into the next turn. Wow. All because our 2 leaders decided to pit under green flag action here. That's going to shove them all the way to the back. And I think they're going to somehow luck out and stay on the lead lap here too. Craziness. Now I really don't get why they don't pit during green flag competition or under caution like this rather than pit under green flag stops. That's just weird. Well, William Whitmore is going to become the new leader with Krista Cower, Kyler Sestre, and a lapped down truck there of Daniel Paulus. 5th place would be Bailey Parker. And yet again, I'm going to have to work through the wave arounds here. And everyone should be back on the lead lap for this next restart. We'll keep the chat log open here so that I can actually get these guys back on the official lead lap once they wave around, catch back up to the back of the field here. Our leaders did happen to fall a lap down, so Trevor and Trevor both went 1 lap down with their pit stop. But the new leader is going to be William Whitmore, who has not yet won a race in USA Truck competition. And as he sits in the points, he would have to get up to 25th in order to actually be eligible for the championship. He sits 33rd in the points right now, but a win, it would take a perfect day and the person in 25th in points to get 1 point, and Whitmore could mathematically work his way in. It's gonna take a lot of parts and pieces. The 94 is still out there running, the 94 Pauladino, and looks like he's running an 18th, so Pauladino would be keeping William Whitmore out of the playoffs with a good finish here today. And those of you that are tuned in, don't forget we do have a double header on tonight. The ARCA race will follow shortly after on this exact broadcast, so you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to change the dial. We'll get the results posted on this one, and then we'll roll right into the ARCA race from Bristol tonight. Kind of a last second switch up of the schedule, as I'd forgotten I had existing things going on. So the doubleheader tonight, Cup race tomorrow night, and then Bridge to Cup on Wednesday night, and then we'll be wrapped up since I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the most part. So get doubled up here on the backside of the racetrack. Whitmore and Cower is going to lead the field to the restart here. Hopefully we can get a bit of a normal restart here, as the last couple have been very chaotic. Krista, she's been alive fighting for the Bridge to Cup championship. She's still on the outside looking in right now. She's going to have to win one more head-to-head matchup to stay alive for the drive in Bridge to Cup championship contention. And that's a huge move there. We didn't have anyone go down pit road, so hopefully everyone stays out and keeps running. This gives a bit of a twist here, as our leaders are now having to come back through the field. They definitely have enough time. Ooh, we got a couple more come down pit road, but I don't think we're going to see near as many as we've seen. Because here comes Vaden and Walker. They're trying to tear their way through the field here. We know they've got the cars, the trucks capable of leading the race. How do they fare in traffic is the big question. Man, the 51 of Magoon still out-dueling the 12 of Chris Harvey. He's all the way up to 4th here. Tasha Wright on a solid campaign in 5th, giving that number 30 Volkswagen a good run here tonight. The 03 of Bailey Parker, and the lead swaps hands as William Whitmore loses the lead to Kyler Sustre. So where this gets interesting is Kyler Sustre is in on points right now, and a win would pretty much secure him. It wouldn't be a surprise winner. We would still have 9 drivers in on points, or the top 9 in on points. And we've got another caution already. Man, they're racing like it's the last lap every lap here. So was it Daniel Paulus perhaps? No. Looks like it might have been another truck up towards the front. The 71 of Kovacic, who was running in 12th. Man, Tim Courting has turned so many drivers here tonight. He is racing with a chip on his shoulder. We saw him try to turn the 12 of Chris Harvey. Well, the 21 got put into the wall with all that drama too. 21 of Trevor Walker. You get back with the squirrels, you're going to get your nuts crushed. Ow, that was a hard hit for the 21 there. Well, a little bit of short track drama here tonight as the 90 has repeatedly wrecked multiple drivers here. Sigma officials are going to step in here. They're actually going to give the 90 the black flag, so he's going to have to start the next restart from the back of the field. Now, it's only the first warning. If he continues to try and wreck people, then he'll get the DQ. Another caution partially caused. The first one wasn't exactly caused by him, but yeah, it's we saw the officials have to step in on the ARCA race here. They're having to step in again tonight. Well, I'll be damned. The 51 of Zach Magoon has found his way up to the lead in such a topsy-turvy start to this race here tonight. We're still short of halfway. The extracurriculars during the race has actually caused this race to stretch a little bit longer than usual. Lights should go off. Well, I got one more lap, so we'll go ahead and. It looks like everyone's done pitting, so we'll go ahead and drop the pace lap by 1. They must be waiting to make him serve it on the next restart. So, yep, for the restart, it's Tasha and Zach Magoon leading the field. We're going to have to make sure the 90 serves his penalty here. We're going to keep our eyes on that. Oh, the caution's waving yet again already. They didn't even get going, and there's another caution. Why is there another caution? I don't see any cars. He just gets into his lane, and they turn the lights right back on. There. Oh, the 71 again. We might have to start black flagging drivers for putting themselves. Dang, the 29 who was just barely leading a couple laps ago just gets turned into by the 71 of Chase Kovacic. I'm amazed that was means for a caution, but I guess the game decided that was caution worthy. Yep, now the 90's serving his black flag penalty here. He's going to have to stop and wait the long line for them to go back around. Even if that wasn't the penalty serve, that's going to be enough of a penalty served on my behalf and the Sigma officials. So he's back at the tail end of the field. Well, we're going to try to get this race back on track. It's impressive. The last race on ARCA, we saw a women front row swapped across the top three. Tonight, with Tasha in second, let's see who else we got in the field. She might be the lone lady in the field here. I'm surprised. I thought we had more chicks. Oh, Krista Cowers in the field with her. You got Krista, who was up towards the front. And that looks to be it here on the west side. Lights should go off on the pace truck this time by, and we should get another restart. Hopefully one that's not a quick caution like these last couple have been. Officials have given an end of line for the 71 of Kovacic for being involved in 2 cautions now. If he's involved in another caution, it'll be a DQ for tonight. Hopefully he doesn't get involved in any more wrecks, because you don't want to be disqualified for being wrecked constantly. That is not the way you want to end your day. In the meantime, our points battles are livening up here. The 20 of Vaden doing what he needs to actually beat his team owner, the 21 of Trevor Vaden. A lot of craziness has unfolded here, and he's beaten him by about 20, yeah, about 16 spots. So that's almost going to be enough. It's going to be close, but it ain't going to be enough. He's going to have to win, or at least get into the top 5 with his team owner finishing about 27th, right where he's at, as it's going to be a 29-point spread. Here we go, Dave Steele Jr. now up to second. Tasha, unfortunately, stuck on the high side. Is not the place you want to be. You'll get trapped up there and fall backwards in a hurry. Chris Harvey, at this point, knows his only job here tonight is to get the win. If that 51 is going to outperform him, he's got to go out there and outperform the 51 by 1 more spot. 51 leads the way, and that would be a nail in the coffin. Oh, wow. Trevor Walker's night went from worse to terrible as he has had to make multiple trips down pit road. That truck is not happy after getting put into the wall. Trevor Vaden might very well be your 2024 West Division regular season champion if things stay the way they're running. And how could you have even guessed that was going to happen here tonight by the way those two were dominating at the front of the field? I feared for Vaden that he wasn't going to get to see enough points to beat his team owner for the championship. And here we are. 106 laps to go, and Trevor Vaden is your regular season points leader as they run. Zach Magoon has not yet won in the USA Trucks, but could seal one of his first wins here tonight if he can close it up. Well, it seems like things have kind of settled out here for a little while. Let's check towards the back of the field and see. Trevor Walker in 31st, Kovacic back in 25th. 90 trucks moving back through the field. He's nowhere to be seen. In the back, he's actually, oh wow, he fell a lap down with his black flag penalty actually. So he's going to have to work his way back through the field here. It looks like he's already up into the top 5 amongst the top 10, I guess. And he might be able to drive around and get his lap back. Dave Steele Jr., unfortunately for him, he needs that 51 to not win the race in order to stay in the fight. That points battle very tight. Dave Steele Jr. would move up into 10th over Chris Harvey, but only the top 9 in points is going to be the movement point, and even Kyler Sustre way ahead up in 8th is safe and locked in with points. So Magoon winning would make your last transfer spot pretty much Magoon at that point. It would be Walker, Vaden, Hobson, Fastnot, Sanvital, DeBlanc, Spinham Walker, Kyler Sustre, Zach Magoon, and the number 90 of Tim Cording, who won. He's in 24th in the points. Not likely that he's going to fall outside the top 25 unless you get a huge push from someone like, let's see, Craig Popgris, Alan Chavot. Neither of them are in the fight. William Whitmore was really the deep threat if he could win the race, but he's knocked out now. So, yeah, other than maybe Tasha or Jack Davis, those are the two in the top 30 that could potentially work their way up to 25th. And if that happened and knocked Tim Cording back to 26th, then we would be looking at Chris Harvey in on points. So a lot of this not over until it's over. It's crazy how much can turn on a dime here. Wow, just like that, Trevor Vaden all the way up to 2nd here. He has climbed his way right on through the field. And he's looking to hopefully get up to the front and lead again. Yeah, so as it looks, Tim Cording will probably only get 3 points here tonight. That would put him at 143 points total. Paul Ladino, who has been running decently, the 94 of Paulo Ladino actually having a stellar day here, up to 13th. He's going to jump over Tim Cording, moving him up to 24th, Tim Cording back to 25th. So then ultimately you would be looking at Jack Davis in the 17, whom I think, yeah, he's 2 laps down. So Davis is not a threat. Tasha Wright, she could potentially get 44 points if she finishes in the top 3, I think. And man, that would be a tough way to get knocked out of the playoffs. It's obviously up in the air right now, and nothing is final until it's final. But if things stay green here, like I'm anticipating things might, yeah, Tasha, even with a top 5, should get about 43 points. So yeah, it's going to be extremely close. We would have to look at ties and what kind of things would factor in there. Did not anticipate to see it play out this way at all. I mean, and now with this 20 truck coming back into the mix, if he gets by the 51, that's going to put it back into the points battle for the 35 and the 12 alike. Obviously, the 51 would be knocked back to second, and they would still have to find a way to beat him heads up here. Dave Steele in third, Tasha Wright in fourth. You know, this obviously means, too, if Tasha was able to get up to the lead and win this race, she would lock her way in to the championship playoffs. So there is a lot on the table here. Lap traffic, the 71 of Chase Kovacic looks like he's going to hold up our leaders here a little bit. We are at the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and pause for record of the video. Now, Tim Cording has gained a couple spots up to 26th there. That's going to be huge in that points battle. As I mentioned, Tasha looks like she could potentially knock him out of the championship battle here with a top 5 finish. Looking a lot like he's probably going to drive around and get his lap back. So everything he can do, it's in his hands now. Oh man, Chris Harvey is falling back to 12th. So even the way it runs right now, if by chance the 90 gets knocked out, your last 2 drivers in on points would be the 51 of Magoon and the 35 of Dave Steele Jr., meaning that Chris Harvey would still unfortunately miss the cut. Great run from our Brazilian here. Adam Cruz has held a top 5 for majority of the night here. Started on the pole, struggled a little bit, and now has since come back to running in the top 5. So, Yo 5 in the top 5. It's going to be a good finish for him here tonight, it looks like. Tim Cording gains another spot as he's up to 25th now. Yep, so now based on a 25th position, Tim Cording would be gaining about 6 points, which would be good enough to put him up to 147. Tasha Wright now needs to get up into the top 3 to pretty much lock down a 47-point difference. It's not out of the realm of possibility here. That 30 truck looks strong. And obviously we know the 90 and the 30 truck both out of the same stable. So they're pretty much putting together the same setup, the same truck. '90 might actually help her get past the 35 here. If he finds an opening and puts that 35 truck up high, that could help Tasha get by him. Here goes the 90 on the 35. Dave Steele gets stuck up high, and Tasha is going to follow right smack dab behind. The downside, of course, being the fact that Tim Cording is setting up the points for potentially getting knocked out of the championship, but it would be for a teammate to get in. So, well, and not necessarily. She would still have to win. There's some team tactics going on here, and it's very impressive to see it panning out the way it is. Tasha Wright up to 3rd. Trevor Vaden still not being able to get by the 51 of Zach Magoon. The good part is, for Tim Cording at least, if he can gain about 2 more spots, he'll make up 151 points total, and that'll be enough to lock himself through with the points that he's got to stay in the top 25. He almost threw it away here tonight, though, driving as aggressively as he has. And he's riding a very, very fine line. If he wrecks another truck, that he could get the black flag or a DQ again, and that is almost going to sink his championship hopes if he has to go to the back or even get sent, to the garage for the end of the night here without a chance to get points. There he goes to get another position for points. That's going to put him at pretty much about 150 points, meaning Tasha would have to win the race and lead quite a few laps. Get as many bonus points to stay at a 50-point gain. In the meantime, lap traffic still very dense for these leaders. Vaden desperately trying to find a way around Zach Magoon here. Here goes a swap for the lead as Trevor Vaden gets alongside the 51. Zach Magoon just kind of lets it go there. Didn't put up much of a fight. When we got a caution? What was the caution for? The 29 involved in another wreck here tonight. Oh, the 21 partially to blame there. Oh boy. When it's not your night, it's just not your night, man. 21 was making up some ground there to try and gain back some points that he was losing to his teammate Vaden. But unfortunately, that might have put some more damage on that 21 truck. Man, Krista got put into the wall hard there. That's the end of the night for 2 more drivers, it looks like, which should allow Tim Cording to gain some more spots even. Wow, Zach Magoon comes down pit road. Adam Cruz. Brian DeBlanc. And a lot of takers down pit road here. Tasha Wright. Yep, we got a couple retirements on that wreck. The 98, the 29, and the 77. And I'm just going to let the game... I'm not going to give any waiver rounds. We're going to let the game kind of run itself with the lap traffic going forward here. It's likely to get a little bit wonky, but I think it'll sort itself out. It's safe to say that everyone has earned what they've earned. Man, that 90 truck looks rough for the wear. What did he do this time to get that much damage to the 90's front end? Oh, wow. There was some more extracurriculars. We'll have to see if it was... Wow! 30 of Tasha just bumps into Tim Cording there. Almost tries to finish his night, it looked like. Oh, boy. Teammates... I mean, I'd like to highlight that was a teammate wrecking a teammate there. Wow. The disregard there for teammates, that's absurd. Now the 24 has retired, I think probably due in part to some of that extracurricular stuff going on there. Yeah, the 24 was unfortunately an innocent bystander. Bam! Into the night for him and the 77. The 90 did nothing wrong there. That's just craziness. One thing stays relevant though, the 20 leads. And now, all of a sudden, the 17 of Jack Davis, he's lapped down. We'll go ahead and wave those that are really close by. Alrighty, so we should be set for the restart here. Trevor Walker is still running even after getting damage to that truck. He is 2 laps down in 25th. 29 points is the gap from Trevor Walker to Trevor Vaden. And if things go the way they're going, Trevor Vaden should be very close. If not, even a tiebreaker would have to come into play to decide our regular season champions. So, this race ain't over until it's over. Still have just a little bit around 42 laps to go. The 09 trying to go for the lead here on Trevor Vaden. The 09 on the inside. Side by side for the lead, and you've got Paulo Ladino. Some of these guys, if they get a win, they would upset the entire apple cart here tonight. Paul Ladino may very well try to follow in the footsteps of his Jesse Saturn Racing teammate, that of Kaylee Sheets, who actually came out victorious here just a couple weeks ago in the ARCA Series. So Jesse Saturn Racing might have Evergreen marked on their calendar for every future event if they keep running strong like this. Well, that is a big hit to Trevor Vaden in that championship. The regular season championship almost definitely needs him to find victory lane here tonight, as the 21, even though he is 2 laps down in 25th, I don't think third is going to get you enough points to outpoint your boss man. It's going to be close. It's going to be interesting. And Vaden definitely not done, as he's going to get back by the 94 of Ladino here. 90 truck running in 19th, making up as many points as he can. Tasha back up to 7th here. John Hagan in 6th. Jason So with a solid top 5 run so far in that number 55. Jack Daniels, Tennessee Whiskey Honda Ridgeline. Zach Magoon still holding on for a top 5 here. Chris Harvey, even with the damage that truck has, he's still maintaining a top 10 at the moment. He's duking it out with the 35 of Dave Steele Jr., both of them running in the top 10. But they're going to need Zach Magoon to stumble here at the end, actually qualify for the playoffs, the postseason. $50 laps remain here at Evergreen. 136 of 186. Trevor Vaden now on the move again to try and get the lead back to Parrott Toyota's leading the way with a Dodge now up to 3rd as the Chevy falls back to 4th. Oh, there we go. Lead change. Trevor Vaden back to the point. And another caution rears its ugly head here. Been a night of short track chaos for sure. And that was just miscalculated. They slid through the... Yeah, 36 just slid up too high and got into the 99 there. Everyone keeps looking at this, though, as another chance for another restart, and things just, you never know what's going to happen on the next restart. Everything gets so chaotic. Okay, so we're just gonna, if anyone's within the top 15 of our leaders, we'll go ahead and give them the wave around. Otherwise, we'll just let the game continue to run its normal procedure. Should try to get some more clean racing again. Man, it seems like cautions are wild here at Evergreen. Every time we get one caution, you never know if we're going to get 5 more to follow. Okay, so I went ahead and disabled our pace laps. We should get back and rolling here. Not exactly the same front row restart as we've seen at the beginning of the race, where these two were fighting for first and second. Now quite the opposite. One is running first, the other one is running 25th. And that's about the difference that it is for the regular season points battle, which would give that 20 truck of Vaden the overall regular season championship. This restart's going to mean a lot. If that 21 can get back on the lead lap, there's a lot that he can do with getting back on the lead lap. Man, he left on the line there. The 20 was sleeping. So the 20 now allowing his teammate to get one lap back, which could be, oh, he's not going to let him have it for long, though, as he's going to get back around the inside. There's a lot that could happen with that one lap back. Oh, and the caution waves yet again. Why, though? What did we have going on this time? Yeah, it's 36 caused yet another wreck here tonight. That 36 was the cause of back-to-back cautions. We will go ahead and disqualify number 36. Well, that gives the 21 an extra spot regardless. Continues to make this points battle ebb and flow like crazy. So I'll do my quick gander through. If there's anyone one lap down in the top 15. No, it doesn't look like it. Alrighty, so 42 laps still to go. Trevor Vaden has the lead over Matthew Fastnot and the 51 of Zach Magoon. Let's see who gets the better start this time, if the 20 can actually outstart the 21. Yeah, the 21 just had a better start yet again, but the 20 actually going to do it on the outside. Vaden, he's going to run the high side and run it to perfection there. We're going to have to keep an eye throughout the back of the field here to make sure that we can make it a lap here tonight. That high groove is definitely a tough place to be. Getting stuck up there, you're just going to drop like a rock for a while until you can get things sorted. Here comes Harvey with a full head of steam. We know that he needs to beat the 51 by about 3 spots. And he has not been in front of the 51 at all tonight. 51 currently runs up to second as Vaden is checking out on the field. That 51, it's stuck on the high side here. 35 going to be on the move. Didn't really put the bumper to the 51, but he's right there. If he wanted to, he probably could. .37 laps remaining. Dave Steele on the attack here with the 51 in front of him. 93, 4 positions. San Vital up to 4th. Chris Harvey in 5th. Man, you got to give credit to Chris Harvey for the hard, basically just being a soldier here tonight. He's pretty much struggled on with a truck that has been through it all, and he still has a chance to get it into the playoffs here. He's got the 3 spots he needs to make up right there within his grasp. He's going to have to get by that 93, the 35, and the 51, all 3 of them, and hope that 51 starts falling backwards. All the pieces are coming together for him. If he can make the moves, he's going to have to stick it. '21 of Trevor Walker still sitting in 24th. Trevor Vaden leading the race. It's going to be tough whether or not lead most is going to factor in. We already know neither of them got the pole position, so those bonus points are not up for their grabs. So currently what Chris Harvey has working against him is the fact that the 51 of Zach Magoon was out front leading laps here tonight. Those bonus points are going to make it harder for him to get the points he needs here in order to beat the 51. But for the first time tonight, he's right here on the back bumper of the 51 and very much capable of getting past him. Looks like Tasha settled back in for a top 10 run right behind Matthew Fastnot, Bailey Parker, Brian DeBlanc, with Chris Harvey, the first-year drivers, up into the top 5. See, at least for Harvey, if he can get alongside this 51, the 85 behind him should be able to make a move. Well, and the 85 is going to make a move regardless on the 12 there. This could be good, though. That might help the 12 if the 85 makes the move and starts the domino effect here. Here we go, the 85 alongside the 93 for position. DeBlanc on the move with a terribly damaged number 85. No one's going to make it out of here with a very clean truck, per se. Dave Steele Jr. now wants to try and take matters into his own hands and win the race here tonight. He knows that pointing his way in is going to be a tall order at best, with his competitors close behind him. Oh, the 71 almost cut off the 20 there. He's got to go way high. Dave Steele Jr., he could play spoiler in more ways than one. If he were to pass the 20, that would cause the 20 to lose the regular season championship. But on the other side, it would give him a berth into the playoffs. So many factors. Just a few laps left to go here even. "25 laps to close out the West Division regular season." And see, what's impressive here is Dave Steele Jr. has been lights out in Bridge to Cup action for majority of the year, but has since found a hiccup in the program with the Bridge to Cup championship battle. He could potentially get knocked out of contention this Wednesday if he's not careful. So this would be an opportunity for him to fight for a different championship if he's not able to lock himself into the championship finale in Bridge to Cup. He could go out there and try to fight for a truck championship. You gotta wonder, if that's the case, how much resources he'll take out of his Bridge to Cup campaign, since that will be decided in the first week of September. Just shortly after that, the USA Trucks will start their playoffs, so he could probably figure out a way to bring as many resources into this truck campaign if he's fighting for a championship. Oh, lap traffic holding up the 20-year leader is now bunched up the rest of the field behind him. This might allow the 88 to get alongside. 88's going to go... Well, he tried to go high, but there was no way that was going to work. Another lap truck on the horizon here. .35 tries to make the move again on Vitor. Vitor being a hard lap truck to pass here. But this may be the last opportunity for Dave Steele to actually make a move that matters. .99 looked like Ross Chastain riding that high line. Comes back down and cuts the leader off. This should help the 35 close that gap yet again. The more these guys fight, the more likely that we could see something crazy unfold here if our leader's all wrecked. Wow, the 90 of Tim Cording has actually worked his way back onto the lead lap. It looks like he raced his way around the field to get his lap back. I'm not sure how we missed that, but he is back on the lead lap. Oh, wait, I gave the wave round. I totally forgot. Yes, he got the wave round. He's on the lead lap. The 88 right there is your first truck one lap down. And Dave Steele Jr. right there on the back bumper of Trevor Vaden with 15 laps to go. Even third place, Brian DeBlanc making a solid return to form here tonight. We got 3 trucks very much in the mix for the win. And the laps ticking away very much quicker and quicker. 12 laps remaining. Is it going to be Trevor Vaden for the regular season championship? Or could it be the 35 of Dave Steele Jr. win and he's in throughout the top 12 in points? I fear for Trevor Vaden, the lap traffic is going to be his worst nightmare here, as they are pretty thick right there in front of him. He's going to have to figure out a way to hold on for 11 more laps and not lose the lead here due to the lap traffic. Double wide with our lap traffic. That's going to be a tough pass for anyone to make. 20 of Trevor Vaden's going to have to either pick high or low here. He goes low, makes the right move. And he's going to try to go a third lane to the bottom to get around the 46, and it looks like he might make a move count as he's alongside the 46 and gets by him too. Didn't seem to have slowed him up much, as the 35 still right there on his back bumper. 8 laps to go. Oh, it's the same scenario again here. The 90 and the 21 side by side right in front of our leaders. Who's going to have the faster lane? Most likely going to be the 90 on the inside, but the 35 doesn't wait a minute longer. 21 is cutting off his teammate to try and keep the overall points lead. Man, what a crazy... There's so many team tactics and team untactics. These teams are not cooperating with each other at all here tonight, as Vaden loses the lead partially due to his team owner in the 21 holding him up as the 21 goes lap down. Now we've got a 3-dog fight for the lead. Is it going to be Dave Steele Jr.? Is it going to be Zach Magoon? Magoon knows that this is his only chance to get into the playoffs. He's got to beat the 35. Heads up here. 35 losing the lead here. It looks like the 51's going to have the advantage. Now what does the 85 of Brian DeBlanc have in this mix? I think he might have just lit a fire under the 20. He is going to be driving furious and angry. He's back up to 4th after getting held up by his team owner there. Lap traffic in the way for our leader, but laps are definitely a factor working against the number 20 now, as he's only going to have 4 laps to go this time by. 51's going to go high. That is a mistake. 85's going to go low. Is it a mistake? As he goes around the high side, everyone else is getting held up by the 48. Everyone's going to go high. Wow, the lap traffic is making so many weird moves here. The 51 might have just made the winning move of the race there, going around the outside of the lap traffic. You've got so many drivers here, hungry to get that win. Race is staying green so far. As long as they get the white flag, the race would be official. I don't have green-white checkers enabled, but in case, I am ready to hop on the button. Dave Steele in second. The race staying green. The white flag waving. Zach Magoon is taking the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Trevor Vaden back up to 3rd, but it's going to be just a little too short for him to make the win here tonight. Definitely we'll have to see how the points pan out. I don't know if he's your regular season champion or not. But Zach Magoon wins his way in. Dave Steele Jr. second, Trevor Vaden third. Coming all the way up to fourth was Alex Sanvital, Tasha Wright in fifth. Sixth, Chris Harvey. Seventh, Bailey Parker. Eighth, Adam Cruz. Ninth, Noah Hobson. 10th, Jason So. 11th, Fastnot Hagen in 12th. Paul Ladino for 14th. Rand Kataz for 15th. Someone came in 13th, but they must have pulled off track already. Oh, the 85 unfortunately had to retire on the last lap, it seems. He was all the way up in third. He had to had a problem there on the last lap where he had to pull down pit road and take the finish on pit road here. Checkered flag, he loses about 10 spots for a 13th. Well, and that's a wrap here for the truck side of things. We'll have the ARCA race here shortly following. But that wraps up our regular season for the USA Trucks West Division. And it was quite an action-packed race. I at a loss for words at how crazy that one got. But not every race is going to be free of chaos, so it kind of comes with the territory. You're going to have races like this once in a while where just kind of leave your head scratching. Where did everything go wrong all in one night for some of these folks? Okay, so yep, just stay online here. We'll get the ARCA race rolling here shortly.
Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Alrighty, 250 laps here tonight at Bristol for our Sigma ARCA Series. On the front row, we've got Alex Sanvital and Matthew Hubert, who we just saw win at Daytona last race. Behind that, you got Ralph Oberstadt and Chase Kovacic, Joe Hill and Gustavo, Evan Snake, Keen Clutchoke, Craig Bush, Chris K-Green, Wyatt Wilkinson, your current points leader with a resounding 89-point lead. As long as he can finish the races, he should be fine, but Trevor Vaden could still definitely catch up in the amount of races they have left. Then you got Hank Scorpio, Mark Shelton, Adam Cruz, Trevor Vaden, Sophie Harwick, Casey Klein, Skylar Taylor, William Kinsella Jr., Kaylee Sheets, we of course saw Kaylee Sheets win at Evergreen about a month ago now. And you got Craig Popchris, Vitor, Taylor Cording, Zach Magoon, who just came out huge in the truck race, Willow Blake and Joseph Hayes, Rand Kataz and Bailey Parker, Jakov Rosovich and Donovan Heist, Finley Herwig and Eli the Wolf, James Gunner and Jamison Thole, Jaden Anderson, B. Roy, and Jonah Burridge.
Drivers, start those engines!
Make sure everything gets tight there, Jeff.
So, our truck race was chaotic, and I fully anticipate this ARCA race at Bristol to be just as chaotic, if not maybe more. Dang, Alex Sanvital off to a huge lead early, gets the big jump there on the start. Hubert settles into second, fight for third between Oberstadt and Kovacic now. Kovacic might have to settle into fourth there as Oberstadt takes third. Kovacic has been solid this season, but has just failed to be consistent when it matters most. He's been consistent at times, but he's had some bad breaks here and there. So it's crazy the fact that he's still partially alive in the battle for the championship. But he's going to need a lot of breaks to go his way if he wants to be in the title conversation here in a couple weeks. 131 points back. He's going to have to get by Willow Blake, Trevor Vaden, and Wyatt Wilkinson. Definitely outperforming all of those drivers right now. So if he does it little by little, he could start to crack away. But he's going to have a great finish here tonight. If not, even a win here would probably work wonders. There you have Willow Blake in 28. Trevor Vaden currently running in 18th. And Wyatt Wilkinson has already cracked into the top 10 here. So, points leader doing what he must. You got Chris K-Green, RF Gustavo, Evan Snake, Kovacic, of course, Joe Hill, Ralph Oberstadt, Matthew Hubert, and Alex Sanvital. So far, so good. We've seen a lot of clean racing at the start here tonight. Our short track our short track doubleheader has not disappointed yet with that Evergreen race. I didn't know if it was ever going to come to an end. But this looks to be a little bit cleaner here tonight on the Bristol side of things. Eventually, they'll start to catch up to lap traffic, and that's when things will really start to get into the nitty-gritty for these drivers, who they can work with and move through lap traffic cleanly without losing position. Wyatt Wilkinson now up to 9th here as our points leader still cracking away spots on field. Fastest lap at the moment belongs to the 27 of Evan Snake, who's just a couple spots ahead there in 6th. Kovacic not too far behind. He's currently 6th fastest. Fastest lap actually changed hands there, the 69. Where is the 69 at? Wow, the 69 mid-pack there. Hank Scorpio just turned a burner of a lap running in 13th. He ain't too far behind Wyatt Wilkinson either. We got a LFG Motorsports trio with the 15 of Craig Bush, Wyatt Wilkinson, and Heen Clutchoke. But there's some passes moving here. It looks like the 11 of Cruz making a move. The 69, we know he's got the speed right now. Is he going to be able to make some moves, get some spots? He peeks on the inside of the 16. The only different side of our ARCA Series, there's no gimmicks, there's no playoffs, there's no head-to-head matchups. It's all about the points for these guys. And being kind of the first step on the ladder of our series, obviously it means a lot for these guys and gals out here to try and get highest recognition in the ARCA Series before moving up to the Bridge to Cup and even the Cup Series if they succeed in both of them. Trucks obviously is kind of our mid-ground. We allow just about everyone, even Cup regulars, to go race there. So Trucks is kind of our special series, but ARCA truly is the first step to get up to Bridge to Cup. Oh, and we've got our first caution of the night. The 43 of Rosevich. We've got Finley Herwig there on the inside. I wonder who's the one here. Oh, the 32 of Gunner turns the 43 of Rosevich. So what this will do, this will stack everyone back up It'll allow for everyone to get back within the same distance of each other. Still, our leaders staying on pit road for quite a long time here. Looks like Matthew Hubert's going to roll out with the lead. Same positions pretty much. Alex Sanvital, third. Fourth Hill, fifth Snake, sixth K Green, seventh Bush, eighth Kovacic, ninth Wilkinson, and 10th Skylar Taylor. There's still an extra race that's not on the schedule for these guys that we're going to have to run. They'll be on the moon as we've thrown the other guys on the moon so far. The Mars Super Speedway, which has actually proven to lend itself to some exciting racing. Speeds upwards of 228, 230 miles an hour. The Cup race just the other night, we got to see some great racing and kind of a surprise winner. So hopefully it kind of gives us another surprise winner with our ARCA Series here too. It's kind of crazy here for Matthew Hubert to have come out victorious at Daytona last week. And he's so deep in the points that he still has quite a climb. He's made his way up to 8th in the points, but with only about 5 races left, it's going to be such a hard feat to pull off for him to get within Wyatt Wilkinson, 173 points ahead of him. Yet he's trying to do everything he can. He can definitely make up a good portion of those points, and we'll see how well he does. Oh, wow, the 21 gets a big jump there. I apologize. I'll have to catch up on my Discord feed after the stream. I'm tuned into the race right now, so I can't answer back to the stream. Oh, the Discord nearly as quickly as I usually do. Another caution here. The 14 of Hill just got turned. A lot like the last wreck we saw where last driver got turned on the back side of the track. The 27 of Snake gets into the 14. Those two are teammates, believe it or not. And the 14 gets pointed in the right direction and off and rolling again. But brings out yet another caution. Alrighty, so we should be everyone back on the lead lap again so that we don't have any weird happenings on the restarts. 43 still hasn't given. There he's going. Lights are off on the pace car, and we should get doubled up here on the backstretch. It's going to be Ralph Oberstadt and Matthew Hubert leading the restart, with Alex Sanvital and Evan Snake right behind them. See, even though these guys aren't racing for the championship at this point, there's a lot to be had with getting even just a couple wins towards the end of the year. So some of these guys could really up their resume for any teams looking for a stout driver to work their way up the ladder. I know for a fact Bridge to Cup's going to definitely be looking for some new drivers, so some of these ARCA drivers with their stats should help them a long ways with moving up the ladder. They may not have the same trajectory up the ladder as a Wyatt Wilkinson, who could potentially earn much more with an ARCA Series championship. Some of the drivers, they might look at it, it's like, I want to win in ARCA before I go to Bridge to Cup even. So, you might get some of these guys that decline a lesser ride in Bridge to Cup if it means riding it out a couple more years here in ARCA to try and win that championship. Kovacic doing all right here. He's holding the line over Wyatt Wilkinson, who's moved all the way up to 6th already. Wilkinson not wasting any time. He wants to move through the field and try to fight for the win here tonight. Ralph Oberstadt does have a win already this season, and actually it came on a short track, so he's gotten quite the knowledge when it comes to these short track races. Let's do a skim through the field from the back. As you look, the 78 of Jonah Burge currently running in last. As you've got Jaden Anderson, Finley Herwig, the 43 of Jakov Rosevich, the 51 of Zach Magoon, 84 of Joseph Hayes, the 32 of James Gunner, and the 33 of Eli the Wolf. Joe Hill, who was up towards the front, got spun out. He's currently running in 29th. Jamison Thole in 28th. Taylor Cording, she's struggling a little bit here. This is the first time we've seen her having to fight from the back of the field, as she's also fighting with Willow Blake for position there. Two gals fighting for position. 25th of Willow Blake there. And the 48 giving her some fits. 64 of Mark Shelton. And then you've got Bailey Parker, Rand Kataz, Joao Vitor, William Kinsella Jr., Hank Scorpio, Donovan Heist, and then there's 3 wide, almost a wreck there, right in front of Trevor Vaden, one of our title contenders. Vaden having to thread the needle very, very finely there around the 22. Gustavo and the 01 of Kataz, and he makes the move, settles into 15th. We got Kaylee Sheets all the way up into the top 10 here. Casey Klein in 9th. Skylar Taylor in 8th. Alex Sanvital in 7th. Craig Bush 6th. Wyatt Wilkinson 5th. Chase Kovacic 4th. Chris K-Green 3rd. And Matthew Hubert still running 2nd to the 21 of Ralph Oberstadt. We'll keep our eyes on the higher battle zones here, such as this 3-car battle for 2nd. The lead camera is kind of a lonely one, as you'll see Ralph Oberstadt way out in front with the lead. But K-Green here potentially has a chance here to get up to 2nd. Kovacic as well fighting for 3rd. K-Green drives it up a little high. It's always fascinating here at Bristol to see the drivers throw it into a different lane. You can see that the track, you know, it'll take different grooves that these guys move up and down and all around. 62 finds the mid lane there, and he's trying to make a move, but not gaining much ground on the 10. There we go. The 10 takes the mid groove. The 62 takes the low groove this time, and it makes up quite a gap. It looked like the 62 starting to close up on the 10. Ultimately, the points battle almost turning into a no factor here in the closing 5 races of the ARCA season. Can't discredit the talents that we've seen come up this year through the ARCA series. A lot of surprise names. I mean, this is supposed to be the series where you spend the least amount of time of your career. And so Wyatt Wilkinson, if he's able to close out the deal, that's going to be, you know, a championship under his belt early in his career. And he's going to graduate out of here in a heartbeat. He might become, you never know, he might become a regular at Bridge to Cup for a couple years before he gets the breakthrough into Cup. But for now, this is going to be a surefire graduation up to Bridge to Cup. And he's going to be racing against some big-time stars in the Bridge to Cup series, given a championship here in ARCA unfolds. There we go, movement in the top 3 as the 62 of Kovacic gets alongside Chris K-Green. Looks like Kovacic's going to make the move and stick the pass here. Wyatt Wilkinson following right behind him. Chris K-Green around the outside, though, keeping Kovacic at bay. K-Green makes the move and gets back into 3rd. Kovacic settles right back into 4th. That allowed the 6 of Hubert start to kind of drive away. Lap traffic becoming a factor for our leader. Finley Herwig going to go a lap down here in 36th as he's fighting alongside Ralph Oberstadt. Heck yeah, good point. Willow Blake, definitely a quick graduation from ARCA into Bridge to Cup. She got the call in a heartbeat with the success that we've seen out of her this season. So Willow Blake and Wyatt Wilkinson, definitely the top 2 drivers in this ARCA series from 2024. And they're probably happy to be on the way out so they don't have to duke it out in such crazy races that we've seen lately. Willow Blake has been struggling a little bit here towards the end of the season, but don't discredit the wins that she's been able to lock down. Trevor Vaden is an interesting case too because he could potentially have a shot to win 2 of the 4 championships this season, as his truck championship is very much alive. And this ARCA Series, it's starting to close up a little bit, but you never know. Something could happen here tonight still with Wyatt Wilkinson that could give Trevor Vaden some well-needed points in that championship battle. Kovacic now on the attack here with Matthew Hubert for third, as Chris Kagreen was able to get by Hubert. The battle for the lead starting to warm up a little bit here too, as Finley Herwig keeping the lead lap at the moment. He's fighting back with the leader, keeping him at bay. What this has allowed is Chris Kagreen to close the gap onto the leader here. That number 10 looking stout. Finley Herwig definitely playing huge spoiler here, keeping the lead pack interesting. Ralph Overstat still not able to get by the 80. Herwig holding his own right there in 36th. The 10 of Kagreen right now on the back bumper of the 21 for the lead here. Oh, teammates duking it out for position as the 15 of Craig Bush alongside Wyatt Wilkinson here. They better be careful not to get into each other, make contact, and spoil one of their days. Man, this lead battle heating up, something fierce. That 10 of Kagreen right there on the back bumper of the 21 yet again. We've seen him close the gap, and then like an accordion, the 21 stretches it back out. But that 10, I think, is going to have an opportunity here soon to make a move. We have seen strikes of brilliance from the 10 of Kagreen. He's had chances to get a win here and there. Just had some terrible, no good luck when it comes to, you know, closing out the job at the end of the night. I'm impressed mostly that our lap traffic is doing such a great job at keeping the leader from making a pass here. That's saying something even about the slowest of our field, that they're still stout enough to hold the leader at bay. See, if a quick caution were to come out, you never know. Someone might get wrecked out, and these guys could gain a spot and still stay on the lead lap. So everything up for grabs, very much. Every lap, these guys still fighting for every point they can get. Wow, the 21 starting to stretch it back out on the 10 of Kagreen. It seems like he might have used up his tires here. The pace has dropped off the side of a cliff with that number 10 car. Kovacic making a move. Doesn't get the move, though. 6 closes the door. Here we go. Finley Herwig making a move for position. That's on his teammate, Jaden Anderson. 21 has to decide if he wants to go high or low. I don't know if that's the right move. Going high there, that may give Kagreen a shot at getting the lead here. Kagreen side by side for the lead. Finley Herwig fighting for 35th place. Here we go, Chris K-Green, your new leader, as Finley Herwig makes a move for position, getting all the way up to 35th. Not quite. It's side-by-side racing action with those two. Oh, look out. Be careful now, because the 19 of Wyatt Wilkinson is woken up a little bit here. He's inside the 62. Chris K-Green now, the new leader, has to figure out a method to get around the lap traffic here. But Wyatt Wilkinson, I think, is going to start making some moves and getting up into the top 3 here shortly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Finley goes way low there. I think he finally just let them go. He overdrove his car there, it looked like, maybe a little bit. So he's gone a lap down now, as Chris K-Green still holds that lead. But this is definitely a great learning moment for Finley Herwig. Even if he's struggling, he can sit back and follow the leaders here and figure out what they're doing on this track to improve his handling of Bristol here tonight. Whoa, Wilkinson under attack here for position. Is Casey Klein making a move? Wilkinson back to 6th here right now. In the meantime, the lead swaps hands pretty much 1 for 1 as Ralph Oberstadt falls from 1st back to 2nd. And Chris K-Green goes from 2nd up to 1st. Kovacic just kind of hanging around in the background there in 3rd. Finley Herwig using the lead traffic here to make moves. He's going to gain a spot here, it looks like, if he can stick with it. So Finley using the lead lap drivers to really help his overall finishing position here tonight. Gets by the 48 of Roy, and that puts him up to 35th. Well, we're right at about 100 laps in with 150 laps to go. A little bit under just short of halfway through this one. Looks like Wilkinson has fallen back into 6th as Klein fights with him in 7th. Willow Blake still running in 22nd, so it's been a struggle for her here tonight. Taylor Cording, she's also struggling in 27th. Well, here we go. K-Green having trouble getting around Jaden Anderson. Herwig and Anderson, these two teammates are kind of running the field here right now. Oh, and there we have a caution here on lap 102. Get an idea of who caused it and what brought it out. Of course, my skimming through the field does not prove an oil leak from the 88, maybe? Oh, no. Skylar Taylor gets in a wreck here with running in the top 10. She bumps into the 15 there of Bush. She's able to recover and keep on going without any more damage, but definitely brings out a caution here. Looks like Chris K-Green should come back out with your lead here. 21 of Oberstadt in second. And Willow Blake, I think, must have did a two-tire pit stop here. She has managed to catapult her way up to third. Was it a gas and go? Wow, it was just a gas and go from Willow as she jumps all the way up to third now. So if the race ain't going your way, maybe jump the strategy. That might be the way to come back from a terrible start to the race. Alrighty, so we reset the restart here with some different faces at the front of the field. We still got Chris K-Green and Ralph Oberstadt leading, but now you've got Willow Blake, Chase Kovacic, Alex Sanvital, Matthew Hubert, Casey Klein, Kaylee Sheets, Craig Bush, Popchris, Cruz, Heist, Vaden, Clutchoke, Skylar Taylor, Evan Snake, Kinsella, Kitaz, and now Wilkinson all the way back to 19th. So he needs to be careful here not to fall too far backwards and get himself into trouble with the wrecks and carnage that usually follow when you get into the back half of the field. It's going to be interesting too to see what Willow Blake can do. She's still very much alive in the championship battle, 115 points back of Wyatt Wilkinson. If she could somehow win the race here tonight, she could still make up about 70 points on the leader with a good night. About 65 points, depending on how bad Wilkinson does. Green flag waves, and we're back and rolling here. K-Green, the advantage of the inside, cruising away with the lead now. And we're going to have Willow right there in place for third. She's going to be fighting with Oberstadt for second. And this is honestly a safe spot to be in. You don't have to worry too much about fighting for the win right now. You got to wait till the lap traffic. Let the race come to you. I think Willow right now knows that she needs as many points as she can get. So the gas and go on this last pit stop was a huge change to give her just that. A strategy call that could potentially make or break a race here tonight. Trevor Vaden, he's gaining points actively right now on the 19 of Wilkinson. Wilkinson, he's having to fight with a lot of squirrely cars here. He's got to be careful not to get involved in a wreck because a lot of these drivers, you never know when you get back with... Oh, he just barely made contact with the 09 there. That could have been bad. Luckily, Wilkinson continues onward, and he's trying to make a pass on the outside here. But at the same time, getting stuck up high is not always the place you want to be because he can get past just like that on the inside by Evan Snake, Rand Kataz, and he's being held up by the slower traffic on the high side. Add to that we just got another caution. The 48 of B. Roy, who's at the back end of the field, gets turned by the 51 of Zach Magoon. Ouch. And that could have very well been Wyatt Wilkinson if he got that much further back in the field. So count his lucky stars that he didn't end up one of those cars spinning out there. Had a blown header from the 78 of Jonah Burridge, unfortunately. See if there's any takers down pit road. Looks like Chris Kagreen, maybe Willow Blake, Craig Bush. A lot of drivers staying out though. Wyatt Wilkinson, man, there is a lot of mixed strategies rolling out here. Well, that totally turns things upside down. I don't know if that is the right call to make, but definitely an interesting one. As many of your title contenders fighting for it all right now, having to make the decision to pit like they did. Tough part is getting thrown back in the back with all the chaos. We're seeing 186 laps on a tank of fuel. And anyone that pitted last time should be more than good to go to the finish. So I don't know why everyone decided to come down pit road, but totally changes the whole outcast of this race here. Perhaps they're banking on overtime, which is very possible, but tough part is Wilkinson now all the way back to 30th. 31st. And we'll go ahead and turn on green-white checkers just in case we need them. So things have gotten a little bit topsy-turvy here as our lead group kind of gets off strategy. Chris Kagreen was leading, and he pulled off to pit. Only 7 drivers pitted, though, and he's going to be at the back end of the field. Going to have to work his way back through the insane traffic here at Bristol. Ralph Oberstadt re-inherits the lead here with Chase Kovacic starting alongside him for the restart. We're just at about halfway, so there's only 130 laps left to go tonight. everyone that has pitted should be good to go all the way to the finish, short of overtime for some of our top 30, basically. Getting ready for the restart. Trevor Vaden on max points tonight, trying to get as many as he can against Wyatt Wilkinson. Kovacic on the restart gets a grand jump there and takes the lead over Ralph Oberstadt. This is where it's going to be problematic for those guys that just pitted. They need to stay clear of any crashes and chaos that might come their way here. Oh, and the 19 of Wilkinson, he's looking like he might wreck with his teammate there. It was close, but he keeps going onward. Kovacic is killing it out front right now. Ooh, 16. Oh, and here's where the wrecks are going to start happening. 84 of Joseph Hayes gets tangled up. Oh, the 80 coming off pit road. Tangles with the 84. Ooh, and the 19 almost in the middle of all that. Luckily, he was not. Gotta watch Wilkinson's in-car cam on that one and see just how scary that was. Well, he's getting bumped down by the 32 there even. Bam. Wow. Well, unfortunately for the tactics there, 80's being 2 laps down. It's penalty enough. We'll just leave him 2 laps down. We won't give him a wave around for the antics that he just threw out there. Looks like another chunk of the field pitting, but still a lot of them staying out. It's kind of surprising the ones that do pick to pit. Wow, the 62 comes down pit road, giving up the lead. So it's going to rotate back around to Matthew Hubert leading the race. Adam Cruz in second, Skylar Taylor in third. Rand Kataz, Mark Shelton, Joe Hill, Bailey Parker, William Kinsella, Donovan Heiss, Taylor Cording, and Hank Scorpio, your top 15. Okay, let's try to get back to racing here. We have had caution fever all night, whether it been at Evergreen earlier in this evening or Bristol right now. Skylar Taylor, she's still alive in the championship battle. Could potentially make up some big points here if she got the win where everything else is running right now. She's going to push the envelope here and try to go 3 wide, 4 second. Oh, she almost put a bumper to the 6 of Hubert there. She's going to catch up and pass the 6 with ease, as she's now currently up to second place there. Adam Cruz with the lead, but not for long, I don't feel like, because that 29 car looks fast. So many of these cars got a little bit of bumping and banging in, and the cars aren't as pretty as they once were when they started the race. Wyatt Wilkinson all the way back up to 14th here. Make it 13th now. And even better, now up to 12th. Skylar Taylor's kind of petered out here. She hasn't been able to get back by the leader yet. She's still fighting from second there. Her car's been through a little bit of turmoil as it was involved in one of the cautions earlier in the race. Car still running strong though, despite the damage. The 11 of Adam Cruz not showing any damage at all for the most part. Cool part was Adam Cruz had a solid run in the Trucks West race earlier tonight at Evergreen, had a top 10 finish, and even running strong here tonight at Bristol. So one of the few drivers doing double duty, very much on top of his game here tonight. There we go. Wilkinson now up to 11th. And he's closing in on the top 10 again. This is only gonna... It seems to be a recurring trend here in the ARCA Series. He'll kind of give everyone a glimpse of hope and fall to the back, but then he'll just kind of, like clockwork, come back to the front no matter what. So maybe Wilkinson's kind of our Terminator here. He just shows up when it's time to take care of business. Battle for the lead starting to heat up here as Skylar Taylor, she's caught up to Adam Cruz. Last 100 laps here at Bristol definitely are going to clip by pretty quickly. Unless we have more cautions, which will only extend the race a little further. But I'm hoping that we have seen the last few of our cautions here tonight, and these guys can just race for what they've got left. A lot of these short track races, it really does come down to being in the right place at the right time. And the last folks that came down pit road, it was really a crying shame that they pitted when they did. They should have just stayed out and kept running with their lead, but relinquishing the lead, they now probably have no chance at getting back through the field. Likes of Kovacic, who looked like he could have potentially got the win here tonight. He's having to race his way back through the field. Unless there's any more cautions, I don't know if he's going to get back up to the front and fight for the win tonight now. Skylar Taylor, she seems to catch up and then lose all the momentum she gets on that 11 car. Starting to wonder if the damage on that 29 car really is starting to factor in here. There she is with one hell of a run on the 11. She's going to be right on his back bumper here through the turns. Coming on to the backstretch, she can smell the fresh air. Keeping that car right up on the back bumper of the 11 here. Mark Shelton has joined the party here at the front of the field. A 3-car fight for the win now, as these are 3 very unlikely candidates for the win, but definitely drivers that want to try and add some wins to that resume and fight for more positions on climbing the ladder in the Sigma Series here. Adam Cruz, Skylar Taylor, and Mark Shelton, your top 3. Skim through the field here. Let's see if... Yeah, it looks like Wyatt Wilkinson almost going to get 10th place here on the 43 of Rosevich. Taylor Cording up to 13th. James Gunner in 14th. Chris K-Green has rebounded for a 15th, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get back in a winning scenario here. Willow Blake, she's running 17th. Joseph Hayes, even with the damage on that car, running in 22nd. Kaylee Sheets in 23rd. And everyone towards the back half of the field here hoping for another caution so that they can try to upset the apple cart, maybe get back into the mix. We might even have a 4-car fight before the end of this one, as Matthew Hubert is closing up on the front of the field here. This 4-car battle's only going to get better once the lap traffic gets involved. So these 4 definitely duking it out for the win here in the closing laps. All 4, except for Hubert, would be a first-time winner. So your top 3 as they run, definitely looking to get their first career Sigma ARCA Series win. Yeah, the 22 there just had a blown engine, so that wasn't part of a wreck. We stay green, and there is not enough traces of fluid on track to throw a caution, so the fight continues. As Adam Cruz holds the lead, Skylar Taylor in second. The 22 now getting on pit road and leaving the racing surface. Whoa, Mark Shelton almost gets turned there by Hubert. Matthew Hubert and Mark Shelton get at it. There we go, a swap for the lead as Skylar Taylor gets by Adam Cruz. And pretty much all on her own power there. It didn't look like lap traffic really factored in. She just outrun the 11 there of Adam Cruz around the outside. Stout from the number 29 to make such a move around the outside like that, and not even having the benefit of the lap traffic to really affect the move there. So 11 of Cruz, I don't think is going to sit idly by with that move. He's going to want to try to fight back, but Skylar Taylor holding the lead right now as we are down almost to 70 laps to go now. Everything's staying green. Running order has not changed a whole lot towards the front of the field. Was another, well, we had a clutch failure from the 69 and a header failure from the 22. Another car on pit road blowing it up. The 64 of Mark Shelton, no, he was all the way up into the top 5. And he blew it up. He's going home with a blown engine, so 19 of Wyatt Wilkinson's fallen backwards a little bit here, back to 12th. But the rest of his contenders in the championship points battle, nowhere near him. So many of these cars dropping like flies right now with mechanical failures. Seems like we're going to start seeing the gals come up victorious here in the ARCA Series, as we saw Kaylee Sheets and now Skylar Taylor, the next one possibly to get the job done here with around 60 laps left to go. Can she close the deal out? Is there going to be another caution? Can we keep it green all the way for 60 laps remaining in this one? Seems like everyone's settled down and we've actually been running so hard that people are blowing up their engines left and right. So hopefully we don't see our leader get struck with the mechanical bug here, as she's leading quite dominantly at the front of the field. Meantime, Adam Cruz has fallen way back. He's in second, but about to get attacked for third, as Matthew Hubert's right there behind him. Running in fourth, you do have Joe Hill, Bailey Parker, Rand Kataz. Jaden Anderson has recovered from being 31st, almost a lap down, to fighting for a top 10 finish in 7th there. Donovan Heist, Jakov Rosevich, William Kinsella Jr., James Gunner, and Chris K-Green, as Wyatt Wilkinson still dropping. About to be passed here by Willow. The 19 looks like he might have got up into the wall. Wow, Willow gives him a bit of a bump there. I don't think she realized how slow that 19 car was at first, so she's getting by the 19 of Wyatt Wilkinson. We missed it somewhere in the race that 19 got put in the wall. Get an idea of when it happened. We can skim backwards here. Right here. So Wyatt Wilkinson, oh wow, when there was a blown engine from the 64, he just gets run into by the 09 of William Kinsella Jr. Wilkinson just fighting, minding his own business here, fighting with the 43, but then the blown engine of the 64 holds up traffic here. Wilkinson, with nowhere to go, gets run right into, and that car has not been the same since, as they got all bunched up there. They drive around Wilkinson pretty easily, and the damage has already been done as he's fallen back to 15th now. So Willow, she's third in the point standings, one of the closest in combat for the overall title. She's got 115 points to make up on Wilkinson. As of right now, she's making up about 5 of those points on Wilkinson. She would be 110 points back with just 4 races to go, which is not insurmountable by any means, especially if more spots get knocked off here for Wyatt in the closing 50 laps. You never know. As he settled into 15th, she's up to 13th. And she could even get up into the top 10 if she's picking them off one by one. That's where another caution would really spoil this race is I don't know if Wilkinson would be able to recover. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. The second and third place drivers almost spun out there. That gives fourth place Joe Hill a chance to move up. Fifth place Bailey Parker. Sixth Rand Kataz. Seventh Donovan Heist. Eighth Jaden Anderson. Rosevich, Gunner, Kinsella, K-Green, Blake, Bush, Wilkinson, Snake, Cording, Sheets, Wolf, Hayes. That's your top 20. Then 21st is Alex Sanvital, Sophie Harwick, Casey Klein, Trevor Vaden, Chase Kovacic, Zach Magoon, Ralph Oberstadt, B. Roy, Craig Popkris, and Jamison Thole rounding out your top 30. Our leaders right there. 31st is 16 of Heen Clutchoke. Wow, and the 29 gets bumped up high again here. No way. Wyatt Wilkinson has to come down pit road to get repairs done. That is going to sink his points tally so far out of contention. I think we might see someone make a big jump in the points here tonight. And it's most likely going to be Willow Blake, as she should be able to jump almost up to second with the points that she's earning here tonight. Wyatt Wilkinson, unfortunately, this is not what you want to see, but perhaps more of a safety protocol here to try and make it to the finish. They're doing some repairs. He's going to go a couple laps down here. He might be 2 laps down in 32nd before you know it. So, big turn of events here for our points battle. Wyatt Wilkinson 31st, 2 laps down with just 40 laps to go. Our points battle wide open. Oh, and he gets run into by the 84 of Joseph Hayes upon returning to the racetrack. Let's see where, if there's quite a few people pitting right now, but Willow Blake currently runs in 12th. She's got 11th, 10th, and 9th all within reach. More drivers exiting pit road here. 84 had to make a dip down pit road after contact with Wilkinson, it looks like. So yeah, the 29 of Skylar Taylor. The 80 of Finley Herwig definitely has been the equivalent of a Ryan Newman here tonight. Very hard to pass. Even when he's 2 laps down and about to go another lap down, he holds that line and keeps the leader at bay. It's impressive, actually, that his defense is actually far exceeds some of the leaders' defense that we see out there. So the 29 struggling right now to get around the 80. I mean, the 80 is earned that spot to run in the position that he is and try to defend it as much as possible. And I don't really see any harm in foul in doing so, because the 29 could definitely bump him out of the way if she gets tired of it. So she uses it right now as somewhat of a safety buffer, since she doesn't have anyone running right up her back bumper. The 6 couple car lengths back, actually about 10 car lengths back, is the next one for position. So she just kind of has her own little safety bubble right now and is waiting it out. Wilkinson is now 3 laps down in 30 seconds, so Wilkinson's night is pretty much out of commission. 3 laps down in 30 seconds, that's going to be about where he finishes here tonight. And that's going to open this points battle wide open going into 4 races to go. He was doing everything he needed to tonight, but unfortunately just did not have enough to go the final stretch here. Willow Blake, I think, might be our next contender to hop into the battle. Trevor Vaden, he's struggling still. He's in the race, but he's 20th. He's still going to make up 12 spots worth of points over Wilkinson, so everyone's going to gain. It's just dependent on who's going to gain more than the next guy. And I think Willow Blake, she's going to have to pick off these next 2 spots here to definitely drive home as many points as she can. Not seeing anyone else dip down pit road here with a little over 25 laps to go. If we do happen to get a caution late in this one, we would have green-white checkers enabled just in case we get a late race caution towards the end. We would have overtime, and there's no telling what would happen in an overtime finish here at Bristol. Well, the lap traffic with fresher tires is going to try to get by Willow Blake here, and she's holding him off right now. What this could help, though, is open up a passing opportunity for that 77. If the 84 gets by, the 84 will try to get by the 10. You'll see some more windows open for this 77, I imagine. They're all starting to close in on the top 8, actually. You can see the 8 of Jaden Anderson not too far in the distance. So even more points up on the table. Up for grabs for the 77. The huge winner here tonight, though, is going to be the 29 of Skylar Taylor, who is still very much in the battle. She sits 5th in the points. Oh, and we get a caution here with around 20 laps to go. Dang. So that was not what we needed for some of these folks, but it might be the thing we needed too. You never know. Getting this late race caution. I'm going to do a quick pause so we can see exactly what our caution was for. Who brought out the caution here? No way. Is it a, it is, it must be a, oh, nope, there we go. There is the caution. 15 of Craig Bush. No way. So Wilkinson, a little bit furious with the way the race has gone. He spins out a teammate here to bring a caution. And that's going to draw the ire of the Sigma officials because not only is it teammate wrecking, but he's going to receive an extra black flag for that. Man, it's been a weird night for these guys. Everyone seems to be on edge no matter which series we're racing. Oh, and we're going to have a bunch of pit stops. It looks like everyone pitting though. This might be an everyone pit stop. So it's not going to affect the overall finishing position here since everyone's pitting. Doesn't look like we have, other than Kaylee Sheets staying out here at Bristol, Zach Magoon, and Craig Popgris. So 3 drivers stay out. The rest of the field pits. Everyone else is multiple laps down. So you have 2 laps down for the 27, 2 laps down for the 80, 3 laps down for the 48, the 84, and the 19. Well, your new leader is Kaylee Sheets here in the closing laps of this one. Well, that got all goofed up. Not on purpose, but definitely did not intend for that to play out that way. Okay, so it's going to recycle back to Skylar Taylor in the lead, which honestly probably is correct. Zach Magoon in second, Craig Popgris in third, Matthew Hubert in fourth. We're just going to have to let the lap cars restart on the inside. It's unfortunately just the case here. Okay, so we're going to get back going here. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to disqualify everyone that's a lap down because they're not going to get back on the lead lap. Back in the order that they should be running prior to all of this happening. Alrighty, so everyone on the lead lap now. Other than the driver taking a trip down pit road. They'll be on pit road once the restart happens, so that doesn't matter. 80 of Herwig, all of them serving their pit road time. And we're going to get restarted for a 10-lap shootout likely here. And who knows what's going to happen. It's going to be Skylar Taylor and Zach Magoon leading Matthew Hubert, Craig Popcris, Donovan Heist, Joe Hill, Rand Kataz, Adam Cruz, and the rest of the field to the restart here. Green-white checkers will be enabled if we need them here. If anyone piles it up going into the turns, we'll have to throw another caution. Definitely one of the longer ARCA races that we've ever hosted here. And a lot has transpired here tonight. Overall points leader is going to get a 32nd on the evening. After he failed to serve his black flag in a timely manner on the restarts, and he kept causing trouble on the restarts, so we had to send him packing here for tonight. So all of our points battle, all the people in the points battle very much gaining points here tonight. It just is a matter of how much they're going to gain on Wyatt Wilkinson by the end of this one. Wow, they are so close to wrecking. Willow Blake driving it around the outside here. She's going to gain a couple more spots and get back up into the top 15 here. That's right about where she was prior to all of this chaos going down. She was up into 12th. But it's looking like Skylar Taylor, she might be the one to get the job done here tonight. Looks like Willow might be able to get 12th here on Magoon. Only 2 laps remain. Front of the field, it is still the 29 of Skylar Taylor, as she's now going to take the white flag at the front of the field. It has been a dominant outing from her. She has got just 1 more lap to go here, and it's going to be another new winner here in the ARCA Series, and a very high stakes win here tonight for that 29, as it's going to keep her in the talks for the championship battle. And a little further back, we're going to have to see, yeah, Willow gets by not just the 51, but she's now up to 11th, coming across the finish line with an 11th place finish. Not quite a top 10, but back to where she was running. Maximizes as many points as she could gain here in the battle. And that's a wrap here for tonight. Skylar Taylor, your winner, and also a contender for that overall championship still. It has been an action-packed night of racing, short track racing all throughout the night here. And we have come to a close with Evergreen and Bristol both providing us with quite the chaotic races here tonight. Race 15 of 19, we've only got 4 races left to go to determine an overall champion in this ARCA Series. The moon race will be coming up soon, so we don't know when that one will be, but it should be within the next month before the final race of the ARCA season. And ultimately, thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's been a great night of streaming. It is kind of a rush to get a couple extra streams pumped out in one night so that I'm not falling behind schedule at the end of the week here. So hopefully y'all have a good night out there. Stay safe. And until next time, we'll catch you in the next stream.